So maybe you want to learn how to call your mother's, cousins, sister-in-law's, neighbor's husband. Well, we're not actually going to learn that. Just call them sir. But we're going to learn how to call everyone else in your family. Bonjour, bonjour! I'm Kashi and this is Let Us Learn French. If you're excited to learn about the French vocabulary for all your family members, then smash that like button, but make sure you stick around until the end because I will tell you more about the workbook, the free workbook, completely free, that I have made for you that will really help you master all this vocabulary. Les membres de la famille, the family members. Maman, mère, mom, or mother. So you can either say maman, which means mom, or mère, which means mother. Mère is a bit more formal, so usually when you address your mom, you would say maman. Just like in English, people don't usually say mother, I'm hungry. It would usually be like, mom, I'm hungry. Similarly, in French, you wouldn't really say mère, j'ai faim. Or you could, but commonly you would say something like maman, j'ai faim. Mom, I'm hungry. I say that a lot. But when you refer to your mom with someone else, you would say mother, or in French, mère. So for example, you would say, ma mère m'a dit d'acheter des carottes. My mother told me to buy carrots. But you could also say, ma maman m'a dit d'acheter des carottes. My mom told me to buy carrots. Papa, père, dad, father. The same thing applies for papa and père. So with your dad, you would say something like, Papa, est-ce que tu as acheté mon livre? Dad, did you buy my book? But you could also say, Father, did you buy my book? Père, est-ce que tu as acheté mon livre? But again, it's more formal and people don't commonly say that. But when you're talking to someone else, then you might say something like, Mon père a acheté mon livre. My father bought my book. So basically, when you refer to your mom and dad, you would say maman, papa. But when you're talking about them, you would say mère, père. But that's not set in stone. You could refer to them as mère, père, mother, father, and you could talk about them using ma maman, mon papa, my mom, my dad. But yeah, if you just wanted to know when to use each one, you could just go with that, but just you do you. Parents, parents. So, ma maman, mon papa, ensemble, sont mes parents. My mom and my dad, together, are my parents. An example would be, mes parents sont à la maison. My parents are at home. Frère, brother. Frère is brother. So you could say mon grand frère ou mon frère aîné, my older brother, or mon petit frère, my little brother. An example is, mon frère a oublié mon anniversaire. My brother forgot my birthday. I wouldn't be surprised. Sœur is sister. Again, you can say ma grande sœur or ma sœur aînée for my older sister, or ma petite sœur for my little sister. Ma petite sœur a 5 ans. My little sister is 5. Fils, son. Fils is son. So, mon fils aime aller pêcher. My son likes to go fishing. Fille, daughter. Fille is daughter. Fille is actually the word also used for girl. So, to differentiate it, if someone says something like une fille, they mean a girl. Or la fille, in general, would be the girl. But if you associate it with someone, for example, ma fille would be my daughter, or sa fille would be her daughter, or even la fille de ma voisine, so the daughter of my neighbor or my neighbor's daughter. La fille de ma voisine est dans le jardin. My neighbor's daughter is in the garden. Cousin, cousine, cousin. Cousin and cousine mean cousin. So if it's a guy, we would use cousin, Or if it's a girl or lady, we would use cousine. For example, son cousin étudie en France. His cousin or her cousin studies or is studying in France. Oncle, uncle. Oncle means uncle. So you might say something like, Mon oncle a acheté une nouvelle voiture. My uncle bought a new car. Tante, aunt. So tante means aunt. For example, la sœur de ma mère est ma tante. My mother's sister is my aunt. Or aunt. However you pronounce it. Aunt, aunt. Neveu means nephew. An example would be, le fils de ma sœur est mon neveu. My sister's son is my nephew. Nièce, niece. Nièce means niece. An example would be, ma nièce aime les voitures. My niece likes cars. Grand-père, grandfather. Grand-père means grandfather. An example would be, j'adore mon grand-père. I really love my grandfather. Grand-mère, grandmother. So if you notice, père means father and grandfather is grand-père. Similarly, mère is mother and grand-mère is grandmother. So that's easy to remember. An example with grand-mère is, ma grand-mère aime tricoter. My grandmother likes knitting. Grands-parents, grandparents. Again, parents is parents and grands-parents is grandparents. So that's also easy to remember. An example is, mes grands-parents aiment aller à la plage. My grandparents like to go to the beach. Enfant, child. Enfant means child. So you could say fils, son, fille, daughter, or in general, you could say my child, mon enfant. Sometimes even grandparents say that. Viens là, mon enfant. Come here, my child. How is it going so far? If you're getting value out of this video already, and it's not done yet, but if you're getting value already, make sure to click the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to click the bell so you never miss a video. Mari, husband. Mari means husband. You could also use époux, which means spouse, but that's a little bit more formal, I would say. An example would be, mon mari travaille les samedis. My husband works on Saturdays. Femme means wife. You can also use épouse, which again means spouse, but it's a little bit more formal. You might have noticed that femme also means woman. Just like fille, which means girl and daughter, femme means woman and wife. So if you say something like une femme, that would be a woman, or la femme in general would be the woman. But you can say something like ma femme, my wife, or la femme de mon cousin, my cousin's wife. Belle-mère, mother-in-law. Belle-mère means mother-in-law. So, ma belle-mère aime cuisiner. My mother-in-law likes to cook. Beau-père, father-in-law. Beau-père is father-in-law. Mon beau-père aime le jardinage. My father-in-law likes gardening. Belle-sœur or beau-frère. Sister-in-law or brother-in-law. Belle-sœur is sister-in-law and beau-frère is brother-in-law. An example is, mon beau-frère est à Paris. My brother-in-law is in Paris. Petit-fils, petite-fille. Grandson, granddaughter. Petit-fils is grandson and petite-fille is granddaughter. So your grandma might say something like, ma petite-fille est adorable. My granddaughter is adorable. Petits-enfants, grandchildren. Petits-enfants means grandchildren. So your your grandparents' grandchildren. Vous êtes les petits-enfants de vos grands-parents. Not too confusing, I hope. Demi-sœur, demi-frère. Half-sister, half-brother. So demi-frère is half-brother and demi-sœur is half-sister. An example is, ma demi-sœur et moi ont les mêmes passe-temps. My half-sister and I have the same pastimes or hobbies. So that was quite a list. Let's do a little exercise to see if you still remember what each of them means. Mon oncle est le. De ma mère. What's missing? Frère. Mon oncle est le frère de ma mère. My uncle is the brother of my mother. Ma cousine est la de ma tante. Fille. Ma cousine est la fille de ma tante. My cousin is the daughter of my aunt. Je suis la petite fille, or je suis le petit-fils de mes grands-parents. Je suis la petite fille de mes grands-parents. I'm the granddaughter of my grandparents. Or, je suis le petit-fils de mes grands-parents. I'm the grandson of my grandparents. Mon époux ou épouse et moi voulons avoir un et une fille. There's 2 blanks this time. I'll give you a little bit more time. Did you figure it out? So, mon époux ou épouse voulons avoir 2 enfants. Un fils et une fille. So my spouse and I want to have 2 children, a son and a daughter. Sam et moi ont la même mère, mais pas le même père. Sam est mon demi-frère. Sam et moi ont la même mère, mais pas le même père. Sam est mon demi-frère. So Sam and I have the same mother, but not the same father. Sam is my half-brother. Are these exercises helpful? If they are, comment helpful in the comments below, so I know to do more of those. We have one more exercise. This one, it's a family tree, and we're gonna pretend like we're one of these people, and we're gonna see how other people are related to us. It will make sense when we start. Okay, so let's pretend we're this guy over there. So how is this person related to us? C'est ta femme. That's your wife. What about that person? C'est ton père. That's your father. Now this person? C'est ton beau-frère. That's your brother-in-law. And lastly, who's that person to you? C'est ta fille. That's your daughter. Now let's pretend you're this lady over there. How is that person related to you? C'est ta belle-mère. That's your mother-in-law. Now, who's that person to you? Ton frère, your brother. And lastly, how's that little guy over there related to you? C'est ton neveu. That's your nephew. Great job. Finally, let's pretend that you're this beautiful little baby. How is this person related to you? C'est ta tante. That's your aunt. And how are you related to this woman? Yes, c'est ta grand-mère. That's your grandmother. Lastly, what about this woman? Ta grand-mère. That's also your grandmother. So one of them was la mère de ta mère, the mother of your mother. And the other one is la mère de ton père, the mother of your father. So now, remember how at the beginning of the video I talked about a workbook that I didn't want to talk about until the end of the video? Well, we're going to talk about it now. This PDF or little workbook is actually based on this family tree. So in it, you're going to have this exact family tree and you're going to be able to fill in the blanks. You're going to pretend to be each one of those people and you're going to have to figure out how every other person is related to you in each situation. In this video, we did 3 of them and for a few people only. So we did this guy over there, the lady, and the beautiful little baby. But in this workbook, you're going to pretend to be each one of them and then relate every other person to you. In the workbook, you're going to have me and blank spaces for everyone else. And then at the end of the workbook, you're going to have solutions for each one of them. So make sure that you actually do the exercise on your own and try to relate every other person to you before checking the answers. Don't cheat. If you do that and complete the workbook, you're going to master all this vocabulary that we talked about today easily. And you can either like print it and do it on paper, or you can write on it on your Surface, or even just like look at it and note it down. But make sure you do the exercises and check the solutions and let me know if they're helpful. As I said, it's a completely free workbook. So make sure you grab yours in the description below and let me know what you think of it. I hope this exercise really helps you. I feel like it will. And if you're stuck at any point, feel free to come back to this video and watch it, or watch any point that you're not sure about until you have mastered all your family members and you can call them the French way. So that's the end of the video. If you liked it and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, as well as hit the bell so you never miss a video from us. If you're still here, thank you so much. Write down in the comments below a sentence using any of the vocabulary we learned today. Also, follow us on Instagram at Let Us Learn French Official, where we give you a new French word of the day every day. Share this video with your family and friends who also want to learn French, and as a thank you for sharing this video, here's 2 other videos for you. So make sure you watch those 2 and let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I'll see you next Sunday. Take care.